Dr. Kerry Yerkew here. Thank you for joining me for this webinar called Discover Your Passion, Reignite Your Passion, and find out how True North can help you. And many health professionals are struggling with being tired and burned out, and this webinar is for you. It's to get you back on track, to reignite your passion and why you became a health professional in the first place. So I'm going to walk you through some steps today on what you can do to reignite your passion, to get back in the groove of being passionate about what you do again, and to reconnect with that your goals and dreams of being a health professional. So thank you for joining me today. My name is Dr. Kerry Yerkew, and I'm presenting this webinar. I am the founder of True North Practice Management, and I started this company to help health professionals accomplish their dreams and goals. Here we go. I'm just gonna switch screens, so just bear with me for 1 sec. If you're on Instagram, feel free to go to our YouTube channel and to be able to see the video and the slides that I'm presenting today. So make sure you stay tuned until the end of this webinar, because I will give you a special offer on how you can get some extra help as a health professional, what you can do to put some of these tools in place and how you can implement them. And so stay till the end. It'll be about a 20-minute webinar today, and at the end I'll give you an offer to get some extra help. The reason I'm doing this webinar today is to help you. Your goal in your clinic or your practice is to change and save lives. And that's why we become a health professional in the first place. We're here to help people with their health, get out of pain, get their activity levels back up, do the things they love to do. And sometimes by doing that, we can get tired and burned out ourselves. So as health professionals, if we're not careful of recharging our own batteries, if you use that phone analogy, then we can get pretty tired and burned out and then not be of good use to our patients or our practice. So my goal here at True North is to help health professionals to recharge, to get focused on themselves, on using some tools to recharge the batteries and to become better health professionals. And by doing that, we're going to make the world a better place, give better health care to our patients and to the community. And by doing these webinars, it helps me to grow my consulting business so that I continue to gain clients, doctors, and therapists who need help with their practice. My qualifications: I'm a health professional. I've been practicing for 30 years now, and I've worked in multiple clinic formats. I've been a solo practitioner. I've done many locums, taken over practices and worked with different teams. And I've been part of group practices. So I've worked with multiple health professionals in multiple disciplines in clinics. I've owned my own practice for over 20 years. So I know what it's like to be a practice owner. So I've played many roles in over my career. I've seen over 10,000 patients myself, and I've performed over 100,000 chiropractic adjustments. So at this point, I'm ready to give back to health professionals that want to grow their practice, whether they're new to practice, just out of school, or maybe you're struggling in practice. I'm here to help you to do better, to not only do better for your patients, but to run a better business and to keep a better work-life balance. Just a disclaimer, what I talk about today may be suitable for you, but it may not be. So it's always best to talk to somebody who's an expert in the field. If you're one of my clients, definitely I can direct specific tools towards you, getting to know your background, what you're struggling with, so I can customize the plan for you. But if you're not one of my clients and you're just tuning in for the first time to this webinar, what I'm going to talk about today, it's always best to talk to an expert about this. So today I'll suggest that, if you're struggling with being tired and burned out, talking to a therapist is a good idea. And that's what I'm talking about in this disclaimer today. So my story, my background with being tired and burned out is when I first got out of when I first got out of school, I was an expert at helping people. I knew what I needed to do. I was well trained by the college I went to. I did many hours of clinic and then started to work with patients, and that was very exciting. And I did locums at the beginning of my career, so I took over for chiropractors that were going on holidays, and I would step into their practice for a week or two and then move on to a different clinic and do the same thing. Sometimes chiropractors were hurt or injured or were sick and couldn't be in their practice, and I'd be called in on short notice. And I always found that kind of thrilling, working in different clinic formats with different people. It was a steep learning curve for me, but I learned so much in a short period of time. I could have never learned the same amount in my own practice because it would have been more of a gradual learning curve. So over 3 years, I worked in 50 clinics. I saw thousands of patients, worked with hundreds of staff members. And so that gave me kind of a jump start for my career. But midway through my career, right around the 10-year mark, my practice was very busy. I had hired an associate. I had other health professionals working for me. I had quite an administrative staff or team. So I was basically seeing a lot of patients myself and running a bigger business because I had a lot of administrative people and everybody's different. So managing those people required some energy and effort. It started to kind of feel tired. The clinic was running well, but it was very mechanical in nature. So what I found myself doing was coming to work each day and kind of like going through those motions of seeing people, but not really connecting with them like I did before. And this was the first sign of, being tired and moving towards burnout. And I didn't actually get to burnout, but definitely was in those latter stages of being tired and getting mechanical and losing the passion for why I became a health professional in the first place. And that's a sign definitely that you're getting tired or burned out. When you're starting to lose that focus, you're starting to disconnect, and you're just struggling with the everyday operations of your practice. And that's not a good place to be. It takes some time to kind of regroup and to get back on track again. And I'm going to talk about that today. So really for me, it was disconnecting with the passion. It was being more mechanical with seeing patients, and it was getting disillusioned with the way the practice was operating at that time. Now I've since regained the passion, and my career has in the last few years has gone really well, even though we went through a difficult period of time with COVID. But I can speak from experience, knowing what it's like if you're in that situation. So 3 things that I want you to take away today from this webinar is why you're feeling tired and why you're feeling burned out, what you can do about it, and then how I can help you here at True North with my consulting company. So how did it all start for you? Well, you most likely had some experience that led you to become a doctor, dentist, chiropractor, therapist. There's a reason why you became a health professional. Whether somebody helped you and you thought, wow, that was an amazing experience, I want to do that as a profession or my career. Or maybe it was a family member, maybe it was somebody you looked up to, a mentor, and you thought, wow, if I could be like them, that's what I want to do. So there was some spark or some passion that really led you to your profession. And then you started to dream about being a health professional. And all of us went through the school of our school, professional schools, where it was really difficult, like studying and the lifestyle and doing rounds or working in clinic. was very challenging, and that made us stronger as individuals. It was like a test. And then when you came out of that, then now you're in real life, and you still have those dreams and goals and those passions. So really, we want to make a difference in our patients' lives, in our communities, and we want to change and save lives of those that we touch. And so everybody's practice is a little different. Your mission and vision statement may be slightly different, but what it comes down to for most of my clients is changing and saving lives of people that we're in contact with. And then how is it going now? Maybe you thought, now you are reconsidering, you're thinking, well, it's not what I thought it would be when I graduated and I got out of school. Maybe there's some other challenges that have popped up. Maybe you have student debt. Maybe you're struggling financially. Maybe you're challenged with growth of the clinic. Maybe there's too much growth and you can't manage it. So there's a number of different circumstances that can really test us. And as health professionals, we're our best when we're working with patients, but we may not be our best running a business or the management side of things, because we weren't trained on that. We didn't go to business school. We didn't get a lot of training, and many of us learn from the school of hard knocks. So we go through life kind of getting banged around a little bit and then learning from those experiences. But there is a better way to do it, and we'll talk about that as we go forward. Sometimes the hours are challenging. I find with health professionals, depending on how many hours they work, their patient load, maybe you work in a hospital and there's set hours for you. There can be long hours, 12-hour shifts, and people do get tired. And that can lead to burnout too, just not having things to do outside of your work that help you to recharge. And maybe there's some difficult circumstances outside of work too, where that's kind of depleting your energy and your batteries at home or in your friendships or in other things you do. So lifestyle is very important, and it's important that we have systems in place at home to allow us to recharge our batteries. One of the things I did this morning is I prepared for this webinar, so I went over my slides, I tweaked my slides. I did get up fairly early, around 6:30, and then I went for a long bike ride. It's snowing here today, and I just got this electric bike, and it's this fat tire bike. And so I was able to jump on it, go down the river trail, and it was snow covered, and it was just beautiful. I should have put a picture up here, quickly inserted that, but it was just a beautiful ride, and really recharged my batteries. It got me feeling good being out in nature, and then more energetic about doing this presentation this morning. So that's what I'm talking about, things that help you to recharge your batteries, and eating well, eating healthy, getting enough sleep, nutrition, exercise, all those things are very important, stress management. So what can you do about it? Well, the first thing to do is identify that is happening. Now, there might be some warning signs. And what I mean by warning signs is there might be, people around you saying, hey, you seem really irritable, or you seem like, are you okay? Or you don't seem yourself, or, there's feedback. So it's very important to listen to that. I wouldn't take everything to heart, but just pay attention to what people are saying around you, because often your team, people closest to you will start to tip you off and say, hey, there's a bit of a problem. So that might be happening. Also, I like journal writing, and I encourage that for my clients to write in a journal. So whether it's online or you write in a physical journal, that helps too, because you can flip back and see how you were feeling last week or last month, how you're doing now, and kind of compare. And you'll start to see some trends, And if you're starting to feel tired and you're starting to feel burned out, then it's good to take a step back. So take a step back and refocus. What are your priorities? Why did you become a health professional in the first place? And what are your dreams and goals? Kind of reconnect with that. And then you might need some extra help. And so some of that extra help could come from someone like a therapist, Thanks for joining me this morning, you guys. You might want to talk to a therapist, so kind of connect with a professional. One of the services that I recommend to my clients is BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an excellent online service, so if you need some extra help kind of figuring things out, BetterHelp is really good. You could see a therapist in your area, but somebody who's dealt with health professionals and who's dealt with burnout or stress management would be really good to go and talk to. They will help you to refocus on your vision and mission. So they're going to sit down with you, sort through these things, and help you to refocus. Sometimes it's good also to talk to your loved ones, people around you, or even talk to your team and just say, hey guys, you know what? Really starting to feel tired, need a little bit of time to do things like go for a bike ride like I did this morning and I shared with you. And just whatever it is that recharges your batteries, I'm going to need a little more time to do that. And that's what I mean by taking a step back, is just a little bit of space to refocus and to look at the big picture. So some tools for you to deal with feeling tired or burned out is defining boundaries. So you definitely want to reassess your boundaries. What are you willing to do right now? And what are you not willing to do? Sometimes when you're doing things you don't really want to do, your boundaries are too big, and you need to define them better. And the things that are outside your boundaries, you may want to delegate those things to other people if they really need to get done. So if you have staff members that can do it, delegate to them. If not, you might have to hire some outside help to get some things done that you're not able to. Communication is very important. So when professionals start to feel tired or burned out, they stop talking and they start to isolate or self-isolate. And that's not good when you start to disconnect and isolate, because you're not getting the help that you need. You're kind of detaching from people that could help you. So really you want to communicate effectively how you're feeling, what you're going through, and then start to reach out for some help. Systems are important. So once you start getting into the nitty-gritty of what's going on, then developing systems for success. And so preventing reoccurrences of feeling tired and burned out is very important. And then some lifestyle changes. What I mean by lifestyle changes is you might want to put in place some routines that allow you to recharge your batteries, so when you come into the clinic, you're more focused and well connected with your patients. So someone like me, a coach, can help you with this, just to look at the big picture, somebody who's been there and done that, and just to help you to refocus on some of the goals and dreams, some of the vision and the mission you have for your practice and your career. Now, do you want to know more about what you can do? And what I'm going to offer you here, and I'm going to put this in the chat. If you're on Instagram, social media, it'll be a link in my bio. You can click on the link and then it'll take you to the links I'm going to put in the chat right now. So if you're interested in an initial consult with me here at True North, I'm going to put a link in the chat. You just have to click on that link and that'll take you over to booking your initial consult. So there's your offer for 25% off the initial consultation. I'll tell you about our masterclass here in a second. I did write a book called Successful Private Practice, and it is on Amazon. I have a copy of it right here. So this is the book right here, Successful Private Practice. It's on Amazon, and it's in paperback, it's in ebook, and it's an audiobook as well. And it talks about how you can manage your career and practice better to keep a better work-life balance. So feel free to click on this link right here. And this is for to get the book on Amazon in the US. So this is the link right there. This is for the book in the Canadian Amazon site right here. So click on those links and then that'll take you over to the 3 formats that the book is available in. On social media, I'm at True North PM. On Facebook It's a little bit longer, but you'll find us if you type in True North Practice Management. So you'll be able to find that there. I do have a YouTube channel. We're broadcasting live right now on YouTube. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video. And that'll just help you to get notified when we do future webinars or when we have future offers for you. So I want to thank you for joining me today. It's been great having you guys with me. I really enjoyed doing these webinars and helping people with their careers and their practice. And so if you are feeling this way, I do encourage you to reach out and get some help. Whether you contact me for an initial consult, you go and reach out to someone on BetterHelp, a local therapist or counselor, that'll really help you. You do want to share with people around you. Most people are very compassionate, empathetic to your situation. They're going to give you a helping hand when you need it. And then put some tools in place, some systems in place that'll help you going forward so you don't keep having these issues reoccur. So again, thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.